day. Well, technically, it's the day after. It's past midnight. It's the next day. But as far as S3XY Libre, I'm gonna start doing a lot more video editing. I did do the first episode of it on my Twitch channel at OpiBoy on Twitch. I watched it, I downloaded it, I was trying to upload it to YouTube, but YouTube kind of just was like, it kind of gagged on it. It got about 64% through uploading the video, and YouTube was like, nope, can't do it. And then I looked at a quality of it when I did download it off of Twitch, and the quality, because my Wi-Fi was off, there was a lot of splotchiness or whatever. I would have to break up the video and dissect it and do like match highlights. The only tricky part with that is it's hard. I could do it on my laptop, but it would take so long, and then it's too long for me to dice it up into share play, which is another thing I noticed, that, you know, share play, you could probably only do like maybe 2 hours of content. I think that's the max, 2 hours of content. And yeah, the duration only, I think, goes up to 2 hours, and the live stream is it into share play and to edit it that way. So I will probably not be doing like live streams of S3XY Libre unless it's required. What I can do is just I guess save the matches after they finish and add my audio commentary over that. I did experiments with share play. I could do that with share play, add my audio. But while I'm doing the audio, my voiceover audio, there's no sound. There's no background sound for me to play off of. The action in the ring is just me talking, and there's complete silence as I'm watching the video all over again and doing my commentary of the match. But what I can do for the people who did watch my little snippets of the tournament that I have on my YouTube channel is I could do like just show the whole match, manipulate the camera angles, try to make the match look as exciting as possible, put music in it and stuff like that, just as, you know, some match, you know, quickies, just like watching a real wrestling show. So far with the videos I have posted, you know, they got 5 and 6 views, and that's about it. I posted on my Instagram, they didn't get no traction, so it's just a hobby. But you know, I'm gonna follow through on you know, the deal that I made with my friend of mine, do an in-game year of 2K19 S3XY Libre, even if it doesn't go anywhere, just to accomplish that goal. As far as 2K22, since it's the new hotness, some people are tuning in. I think I got 22 views on my initial video, even though the first 2 hours was me bitching and moaning about how shitty the Creative Superstar is. And it is. I'm still experimenting with it, but I can't get over the lack of options in that mode. They kind of made the video editor a little bit more easier to use, but even that's limited because you can't use camera angles within it. Like if you want to use camera angles, you can use cutscenes, entrances, promos, but you can't manipulate the camera in those anymore. It works fine for what it is, even though I did have an issue with it, you know, 2 nights ago, the day before yesterday, where it did crash and it ended up corrupting my entrance video that I made, and I had to do it all over again. But it's so easy to use the video editor now compared to this one. But that's because they streamlined it. They streamlined everything in 2K22. But I'm going to play a couple of matches in this one because I don't want to forget how the controls were in this game. So I haven't touched this game in about 3 or 4 days. I've been playing 2K22 for a total like maybe 30 hours and gameplay wise, the game is just that good. You know, it is what it is in terms of the gameplay. The gameplay gets an 8 out of 10 for me. But let's go back to playing this and see if I still got it. Hopefully I didn't forget the controls. It's like now I got 2 paybacks. I can actually attack the limbs now. Yeah, you can't attack in the area where the limbs are to do it. When you're in grapples, you can't attack limbs anymore, from what I noticed.
You can feel the electricity running through this arena. This is going to be something one-on-one. The only thing that make this match more enjoyable
it's like, to me, this will be, you know, my realistic, you know, video game. It's like the only thing that, you know, I can't hate on people loving 2K22 because there was a lot of people who hated the simulation era of the games. And a lot of people, you know, skipped that era like altogether. I think once they got 2K15, 2K16, 2K17, they stopped buying the rest of the game. So now I got used to get I still push triangle.
Charlotte has many championship victories to her name, but her very first title win at the original NXT TakeOver was worthy of the Flair legacy. She beat a tough veteran in Natalia for that title.
It was like people were talking about, the funny thing that annoyed me with some of these new reviews for the game is people talking about how the controls are in the recent game much better, and you know how they streamlined it and how it's you know, a little bit, you know, better. I disagree because there's a lot of easier things in controlling. Right now, Scarlett is kicking my ass because I'm still getting used to these controls. Oh my god! And I thought the reactions were faster and whatchamajigget, but then again, you know, Charlotte, she got like an 80 grapple, and that gives you hella fast grapples. So you had combos in this game. You just had to mash the X button. It's just the only difference is, you know, you get a guaranteed combo unless somebody guesses right and hits you with a breaker. But with the body types missing, you don't get sexy asses no more. You don't get this no more, and that's what I miss the most. It's like the body types are very limited in 2K22. It's like, granted, I realized that a lot of people who play these games don't spend as much time in the creator wrestler. Some don't care, because I guarantee you, like, I go on 2K22 community creations, and I would have to say like half of the created wrestlers are hella low. Majority of them are hella generic, hella ugly, they don't look good. And then a lot of them got like the base moveset you get when you pick a persona. So it's like they don't even tweak the movesets, and the moveset goes by a lot quicker. You can create a moveset much faster in 2K22. Dang, I knocked out fucking Charlotte.
Yeah, this match wasn't a match that will appear on any highlight reels, but hey, it passed the time.
You talking about that match was awesome.
Some seriously painful action to watch.
It's like you look at the difference in terms of graphics. The graphics in 2K19 are good. It's just the colors are washed. In 2K22, the colors are a lot more saturated, brighter, you know, larger than life. It's like they kind of Fortnite it. I don't know if you guys, when I use that term, what I'm talking about is like, you look at a lot of games, they like appeal to like kids. They make them Fortnite-y, bright colors, cartoony looking characters and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, I don't mind it too much. It's just when you're so used to something, you're playing a type of game like this for 3 years, and then it goes to something completely different. It throws you off. It's like me, I don't take change very well. It's like I accept change happening, but the things that bugs me is just immediate change or unnecessary change. It's like, granted, when it comes to these wrestling games, you gotta always kind of make changes. 2K was getting kind of stale with the simulation style, and this game was the epitome of the simulation era. The funny thing about the simulation era was, like, I just remember being on the message boards when they showed the graphics for 2K15. They're like, oh my god, people were like, oh, it's gonna be the best wrestling game ever. You know, just look at how Gold Dust and John Cena looks, and you know, they were just praising how this game was going to change the world of wrestling gaming. And then it dropped, and it was like, yeah, there were still people championing it, but after about a week of playing it, people were like, you know, we're done kissing this game ass. This game isn't the genre defining game that, you know, they thought it was. And so a lot of people got kind of turned off, like a match types. They had a small roster, bugs, and stuff like that. 2K16, I never played it on PS4. Never played 2K16 or 2K17 on the PS4 version. I played them on the PS3 versions, and they were just like watered down versions of WWE 2K14, you know, just off that engine. 2K18 was when this series, I guess the simulation area, took a step in the right direction, a step forward, and then this game just topped it all. They put everything in the kitchen sink in 2K19. It's like they upped the graphics, they upped all the options you can do. Even though my video froze in this theater, in this arena, but this game has so much immersion if you're a fan of wrestling. Remember, during the simulation era, you had all these indie wrestling marks. Everybody was into indie wrestling, and, you know, NXT and all these indie wrestlers and, you know, stuff like that. And so they wanted that experience in the game. People were complaining about selling in the ring. How you be doing, you beat wrestlers up, but they don't sell the moves or look like they're taking damage. So people all were whining and complaining about the lack of real life, you know, aspects in the wrestling games at the time. You know, the WWE games, you know, SmackDown vs. Raw games. And it's like, but, you know, they still wanted the fun of those older games. And so WWE 2K, I knew which was going to go for them. They were going to go for a more simulation style, you know, because, you know, that's what they go for in their sports games. That's what they're known for. So they went that route. 2K19 is the epitome of it. And look at that, advanced entrances. Man, God, I miss the advanced entrances. They don't have them in 2K22. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of like a throwback to, like, what's the last game that didn't have advanced entrances that I played? I forget. I don't know if it was like SmackDown, the first SmackDown vs. Raw, one of those games that didn't have it. And it was like you just had to pick a default entrance or whatever. And then I remember some of the SmackDown vs. Raw games, they actually gave you could choose camera angles in your advanced entrances. And we didn't have that. Even in this game, you know, in the simulation games, they took that out the game, choosing camera angles, along with picking, you know, certain type of entrances. Candice LeRae got a whole different gimmick, even though the gimmick is probably like a year old in 2K22. Yeah, all these people were bitching and, you know, whining. You know, the indie marks wanted a more simulation-based experience, and they dominated a lot of the message boards and stuff back then. And so the funny thing was, the cool thing about 2K W2K22 was that they were bragging about it hits different. In my opinion, it doesn't hit that much different. Especially, you know, look, you can still do that shit in 2K22. Granted, it's a lot more fluid. The animation is a lot, like, kind of different. Animation is not bad in this game, but it's a lot more exaggerated because of the camera angles and stuff that they put in the game. I love the camera cuts. That was the one thing I wanted in these wrestling games. Because I even think in this type of game, with the same camera cuts they used in 2K22, it would make this game a lot more exciting as well. Yeah, you still gotta push the circle to get out of these. The only thing I haven't figured out yet was how to drag, you know, wrestlers when they're on the ground. That's the one thing I haven't figured out yet in 2K22. Yeah, instead of having also, you know, with your strikes. Oh, I forgot. I gotta have a torture rack. Yeah, you still got this mini game with the submissions. Uh-oh. Oh, missed it. Yeah, they still have that double grapple thing when it comes to heavy grapples. You have like 2 chances to counter out of it, so that's still a part of the game. Hey, I'm just killing her clavicle. Oh, now I'm gonna fall on your back. Then I'm just gonna grab your vagina. Grab the vagina. Ah, I tried to slam on the table. That's another thing I miss in wrestling games was you, I guess, choosing where you wanted to drop your opponent when you get them in a lifting grapple. You can actually aim where you wanted to drop them. They took. Yes, I want to beat her inside the ring. That's how you win the match.
She goes for the cover.
Count, ref. Hey, you be running all over the place. She might kick out. She got resiliency. Yeah, I think the game, 2K22, once you figure out the controls, is that opinion. It's just getting over the control curve is the challenge. It's like, granted, the computer, you know, will counter. They will get you. The computer seems to counter at moments where you think you're going to get the move, but most often than not, you're not. The computer is a lot more aggressive on the normal difficulty than this game. Right now, I'm playing on normal, but because of the wrestler skills like Candice LeRae, since she got resiliency and she has a high kick out, you know, it's making it tough for me to put her ass away. Ooh, ref. Ooh, ref. Ow.
She doesn't appear too concerned, however.
I also like the fact that, you know, the meter in 2K20 allows you to do kickouts and stuff, which is pretty cool. You know, you can use to quickly get up, because like I said, it is very hard to counter like where you're off on the ground grapples. Let's go. These triple atomic drops. Destroy your pelvic bone, girl.
feel foolish writing her off now.
Yeah, I haven't figured out how to drag people. 2K22. I get a lot of rope breaks in that game. Excuse me.
Ladies put on quite a show. Here's another gander.
Orange juice went down the wrong pipe.
Critics of these ladies in the WWE might not have been very impressed, but they did do some nice things in there.
Actually, I think I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna use this body pipe to make another Reiko Hinamoto from Roman Roses.
The superstars in this one got after it pretty good from the opening bell.
I wonder if I can still download creations on this game. I wonder if they killed the server for this game yet. Yeah, you can't play online games anymore, but you can still upload and download creations. So we'll check that out.
Here is your winner, Sue Wildside Walker.
She continues to impress with the win here tonight.
And talk about displaying a never-say-die attitude. It was as if winning was the only option here tonight.
I was thinking about what wrestling game did I put the most time in that I played. I don't know. I put a lot of time in playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. A lot of time in WWE 13. Definitely WWE 2K19 gets added to that list. So like I said, I played I still pop in and play SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 and WWE 13 even to this day. Actually, a few days ago I popped them in and played because I almost got burnt out on 2K19, so I popped those in just to do something. But let's check out these community creations to see if it's still up. It's still up. But I know right now the servers are hella strange because I think they're still supporting this game and they're doing 2K22. So the servers are kind of strained. Also, the freaking, yeah, it's like navigating the menu, like the pages, they only have like maybe what? I don't know, not a lot of wrestlers per page. Like you can scroll down here and you'll get quite a few wrestlers. But on 2K22 you don't get a lot. What you see is what you get, and you gotta push R2 to get to the next page. So it takes through all the wrestlers. It takes you a lot longer to go through all the wrestlers and community creations than it does in 2K19. Actually, let me see if anybody downloaded any of my wrestlers. Actually, got a little bit more on Momo. I think these kind of max out their services because they're further in there. But Momo was fun to make. I like Momo. Actually, I could probably put the Reiko outfit on her as another outfit. I could probably just, yeah. Somebody her like a cowgirl with her booty out. Yeah, Momo's fun. I think I'll play Momo. I would say in this game it's a lot easier to set up spots to do what you want than in 2K22, because like I said, the computer is very aggressive, so it's a little bit more of a challenge to do what you want as far as doing what you want in the match, because there is a a chance you'll get countered, and then you might guess wrong when it comes to countering what the computer is going to do. And actually the computer will put up a bigger fight than you wanted it to. You'll probably end up winning the match because you just want to beat the computer and cheese the computer. But as far as you know, having some good video content or, you know, do a spot video, it's annoying to do. My other rant has to deal with these reviewers. I think I have an issue with the UK reviewers. The UK reviewers are weird. I don't know if they just kiss a lot of ass, but I also know that people in the UK are a little bit weird. They're almost like Californians. They're very, very liberal in some of their beliefs, like extremely liberal. I consider myself liberal, but not batshit crazy liberal. To the point where it's just, you just seem like you're constantly virtue signaling with your values too much. Because I know some like wrestling shows I used to watch, you know, they are full on, they be virtual signaling in their shit. It annoys the shit out of me. But yeah, here's my Asian cowgirl. There we go. Got the chaps, got her booty cheeks out. She's pretty much my lower mid-card wrestler in S3XY Libre. Like, I'll probably might book her for a few matches. She's good enough to hang in the ring, but I don't see her having a big enough winning streak unless the computer decides to just push her up the rankings for some random reason. And then she goes in a winning streak. But yeah, it's like one thing that annoys me is all these people who review a game, like a good chunk of them think WWE 2K22 was developed on PS5 and Xbox Series X hardware. It wasn't. It was not developed on that hardware. It was developed on PS4 and Xbox One hardware. It did, when the game got announced, they didn't say anything about it being on the PS5 and whatever, and I was like around early 21, yeah, like early last year when they were talking about it. Yeah, like speculation. They were like, you know, they're making it for the PS4 and Xbox One. You know, they would think about, you know, putting it on the PS5. So it's like the graphics or whatever are really no different from the PC and current gen version that you're getting on the PS4. But all these reviewers are saying is like, we don't know what it looks like on the, you know, the last gen consoles, and you know, and they're talking like the PC version is lower than the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions. I'm like, nah, on a really good PC, it's like the graphics are going to be better than they are on a PS5 and Xbox Series X. Like, if you got a decked out PC, it's going to be better. But these reviewers are talking about, now it's not going to look as good as it is on the PS5. And it's like, what kind of shit are these guys smoking? And it's like, I wish these reviewers would do their homework. But then again, the channel I just watched, he's not really a game reviewer. They're like more like a wrestling news channel. So, all he did was give his opinion about, you know, the game and what he likes, and not really have any really good factual information, you know, to back up his opinion and his review, which is annoying. It's like, come on, at least have some facts to back up your opinion instead of just giving your opinion.
She goes for the cover.
That's not gonna. She's like, come on, ref.
Going to the top, high risk. Look at this.
Oh.
She reverses out of it, and not a second too soon. Close call.
I missed the drop kick.
She's in full control now.
Oh, I flipped out of it. I will say, playing 2K22, like, definitely boosted my reactions. They have improved that in 2K22, the collision detection on springboards. I'll give them that. I forgot what her other signatures were. Oh.
She's looking there. It's over. Slam. She's not in very good shape at all right now. This is not at all where she wants to be right now. Yeah, unfortunately for her, it looks like her night